Evening drifted gently across the land. The last light of the sun melted into soft shades of lavender and gold, and the world seemed to sigh with calm. Trees along the river's edge leaned close together, their leaves whispering softly as they touched. The air grew cooler, carrying the faint scent of water and earth. The river itself stretched wide and slow, a ribbon of silver weaving across the quiet land. As the daylight dimmed, the water began to shimmer in a different way, as if holding a secret glow waiting to rise. In the stillness, the first stars appeared above, small and steady, keeping watch over the night. And just as the sky filled with gentle light, the river began its own quiet magic. From beneath its smooth surface, shapes began to stir, delicate and slow. The lantern fish were waking, ready to bring their glow to the night. The river, so calm by day, was about to shine in its own soft, wondrous way. Long ago, or perhaps only yesterday, there was a small bend in the river where the water curved like a cradle. It was here that the lantern fish lived, tucked safely beneath rocks and reeds. By day, they were hidden, their bodies pale and still, moving only with the current. But at night, when the shadows deepened, they woke and their lights began to shine. The lantern fish were small, no bigger than a hand. Their scales were smooth and clear, like glass. Inside, a gentle glow began to bloom, soft as the flame of a candle. The light shifted from silver to gold, sometimes blue, sometimes green, always soft and never harsh. When the fish swam together, their glows overlapped, creating flowing ribbons of color across the river's surface. Children who lived nearby would sometimes whisper of the glowing river. They said the fish carried pieces of the stars within them, keeping the night safe. But no one truly knew how the lantern fish glowed, and the fish did not mind the mystery. They swam slowly, steadily, as if the only task they had was to bring comfort to the night. On this evening, one lantern fish lingered close to the surface. She was smaller than the others, with a light that shimmered gently like dawn's first glow. Her name was Luri. Though she was small, her glow was steady, and she loved to drift close to the riverbank, watching how her light reflected on the leaves above. The world around her moved slowly. Owls rustled in the trees, their wings soft as clouds. Crickets sang from the tall grass, their song rising and falling in an easy rhythm. The air was calm, and the river held its secret glow beneath the stars. Luri swam in gentle circles, leaving trails of golden light. The water rocked her softly, and she felt at home in the quiet. She was not alone. Other lantern fish soon began to rise from the deeper water. Their lights joined hers, weaving together like threads of silk. The river was changing. What had been a silver ribbon in the day was now a lantern of its own, carrying light across the land. The night creatures watched quietly, as if they too felt comfort in the glow. Everything slowed down, softened and settled, as the lantern river came alive. As the night deepened, the lantern river began to glow brighter. The fish swam together in gentle patterns, as if guided by an unseen song. Some curved in spirals, others drifted in long, sweeping lines. The water rippled softly with their movement, sending rings of light across the surface. Luri followed a small group as they drifted toward the far bend of the river. She liked to swim at the edge, where reeds brushed the water and fireflies blinked above. The fireflies seemed to answer the lantern fish, glowing on and off in a slow, dreamy rhythm. Up above, the sky stretched wide, filled with stars. The stars shimmered faintly, but the river glowed more brightly, as if the heavens had spilled down to earth. Luri swam close to the surface, looking up at the stars and down at her glowing reflection. For a moment, the sky and the water looked the same, and she felt she was swimming through both at once. Along the way, more creatures joined the quiet scene. A family of turtles floated gently beside the fish, their shells reflecting soft glimmers of light. A pair of herons stood in the shallows, their long legs barely moving as they watched the glowing shapes pass by. Even the reeds swayed slower than usual, as if they too listened to the song of the river. Luri swam on, steady and calm. She passed over smooth stones that shone like pearls under her light. She drifted past fallen branches that had rested in the water for years, now decorated with moss that seemed to glow faintly in reply. Every turn of the river revealed something quiet and beautiful. The lanternfish traveled together, not rushing, not lingering too long. Their glow stretched across the river, painting it with soft colors. It was a journey without hurry, a passage of calm from one part of the night to the next. As they reached the wide middle of the river, Luri slowed and drifted near the others. Together, they formed a circle of light, their glow weaving into a gentle ring. It looked like a floating crown, resting softly upon the water. The circle drifted slowly, carried by the current, while above, the stars mirrored the same shape in the sky. The lantern river moved like a dream, each ripple, each shimmer, part of a quiet story unfolding under the watch of the stars. The river curved again, and the current slowed. Here the water was deepest, and the glow of the lanternfish shimmered like a pool of stars. The fish spread out, their light softening, painting the surface in a quilt of shifting colors. Luri drifted at the edge, her glow gentle and steady. She watched how the river seemed to breathe, light expanding and softening, water rocking back and forth. Everything felt unhurried, as though the night itself was swaying into rest. Slowly, the lanternfish began to settle. Some dipped lower, finding resting places among the smooth stones. Their lights faded to a dim, steady pulse, like embers in the dark. Others hovered near the surface, their glow reflecting in long, shimmering paths. The creatures of the river gathered quietly. The turtles settled against the bank, their shells gleaming faintly. The herons tucked their heads under their wings. Even the fireflies seemed to pause, their flashes slowing until they glowed like tiny, steady stars. Luri felt the stillness grow. She swam a little slower, circling near the surface. Her glow softened, no longer bright, but warm, like the last golden light of sunset. Around her, the other lanternfish did the same, their lights dimming together. The river's glow did not vanish. It became gentler, calmer. Instead of bright ribbons and dancing patterns, the water held a soft, steady light, as if the river itself had become one great lantern resting in the night. Above, the stars continued their quiet watch. Below, the lanternfish rested in their glowing stillness. And between sky and water, everything was hushed, peaceful, and safe. The lantern river had shown its beauty, had carried its light, and now it rested, waiting for another night to glow again. Luri nestled close to a smooth stone, her tiny light flickering one last time before becoming steady and calm. She felt the water cradle her, the river humming softly like a lullaby. Around her, the world seemed to sigh with rest. The journey was complete, and the night was ready for sleep. The river flowed gently, carrying soft light through the stillness. Trees leaned closer, their branches heavy with quiet. The grass along the banks grew still, no longer swaying. In the distance, the hum of night creatures slowed, their songs turning softer, like whispers. The lanternfish rested in the water, their glow no longer bright, but calm. Each shimmer looked like a dream drifting slowly away. The stars above twinkled softly, their reflections trembling on the quiet river. Everything had grown slower, quieter, softer. The river breathed with the night, steady and safe. The glow of the fish was no longer a dance, but a sigh, a gentle hush across the water. And so, the lantern river waited beneath the sky, glowing softly through the deep night, keeping watch until the morning light would come again. Glow and flow, soft and slow, river shining, gentle light. Glow and flow, soft and slow, holding close to the quiet night. Lanternfish drift, lanternfish rest, shimmering low in the water's nest. Glow and flow, soft and slow. River singing, night's warm glow. Shadows fade, stars above. River hums a song of love. Glow and flow, soft and slow. The lantern river dreams below. The night was deep now, the river calm. The lanternfish rested, their glow gentle and low, like the quiet breath of dreams. The trees along the banks stood still, their leaves folded into silence. The air was cool and steady, carrying only the soft scent of water. Above, the stars kept shining, patient and calm. They watched over the world with steady light, never too bright, never fading. And below, the lantern river answered, its glow warm and kind. Together, sky and water held the night, safe and whole. The river would sleep until the next dusk, when its fish would rise again, glowing softly to guide the darkness. For now, the world was quiet. The night was safe. Good night, lantern river. Good night, glowing fish. Good night, gentle world.